Hi everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Relegation Rescue at Eibar with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So after a couple of very good performances, admittedly against the bottom two, the opposition ramps up a little bit today. We play Pamplona, easy for me to say, who are sitting in 7th position. So let's see if we can keep this little mini run of good form going. So indeed, welcome back to Eibar. Apologies for the recent gap in content on YouTube. Just there were some issues around our local area that I couldn't quite control, and so it was difficult to record. But having said that, the last episode that you and I were together with for Relegation Rescue at Eibar was a pretty decent one. We got a very good 4-0 win against Huesca in La Liga, and we followed it up in the last match that I played against Cadiz, also with a 1-0 win. So another 3 points there. But those two were the bottom sides in the table, so we were kind of hoping that we would get points against them. Today, we play Pamplona. We currently sit in 15th position, doing ourselves a disservice there. 15th position on 26 points. Pamplona sitting up in 7th on 34 points. So the competition is a bit more severe today, should I say. So overall, we're doing fantastically well. We are out of that relegation zone. We could get dragged back into it if we don't keep this little mini run going. So hopefully there's more to come today against Pamplona. If we go and check out the personnel for today's match, you'll see that at the bottom here, Iniguez and Kike are both out of the squad today. Iniguez, a central defender we haven't been able to use yet totally since our time started at Eibar. Kike has been very important for us. He's been playing in this attacking striker role, and he's going to be out of action just for today's match. I hope he'll be back in the next one. So we have had to reshuffle just a little bit, and Rukas easy for me to say, comes into the starting lineup. I might just call him Ruka. And he replaces Kike up front. Other than that, most of it's a fairly settled side, having got those 2 victories recently. So for today's match against Pamplona, we go in with Dimitrovic in goal, Correa at right back, Rodriguez at left back, Olivier and Biggis at central defence, Alvarez and Exposito in central midfield, Kike on the right, Inui on the left, Enrich and Ruka up top, and a 12-man bench to choose from should we need them. So let's get into today's game and see what happens. So in terms of team talk for today's match against Pamplona, it was quite simple really. We kept it very chilled out, but we discovered that they have lost 4 of their last 5 matches. So we've asked the team to pile on the misery for them. That's the team talk that we've gone, and give them a little bit of a boost of confidence that maybe Pamplona are there for the taking. We are away from home. That's sort of always going to be trickier, isn't it really? But we'll have to see how we get on. So 4-2-3-1 for Pamplona, 4-4-2 for us. It's the setup that's been working very well so far. But as we saw in the intro, we've had to reshape the striking lineup a little bit. So maybe that will be a little bit less effective than it has been recently. But we'll have to wait and see how we go. Ultimately, it's a good chance for us to pick up a couple more points here and there if we can, against a team ultimately that seem to be struggling a little bit recently. 7th position for them, but obviously on a little bit of a downturn in form, just as we boost ourselves up. But it will be Pamplona with the early highlight, and they're working it nicely down the right-hand side. Vidal on the ball, drops it into Torres in the centre of midfield. Garcia with a long shot, a very good long shot, but the goalkeeper manages to palm it over the top of the bar. Out for a corner kick. Garcia going to take the corner kick. In it goes to the 6-yard box where we get it well cleared. And they're going to pick up the loose ball again and really drive back at us at the top of the penalty box. But we block the shot and we get a chance for a counter-attack. Exposito on the ball, supporting from central midfield. Holds the play up nicely. Waits for the work outside on the left-hand side. Gets a cross in eventually, but they eventually get it cleared, and it didn't really challenge them too much. We never looked like we were going to get a proper shot away, and on that occasion, It was just good to defend well and get a chance to see that we can actually counterattack and do something on that break. So hopefully that's going to stand us in good stead for the next little while of the game. But at the moment, after 20 minutes, they've had a lot more of the play than we have in terms of possession, but also a lot of chances created. Just the one shot for us, 8 for them, and 5 on target. So you can see they are fairly dominant so far. So we've got to worry a little bit about that. And there's another real good blasted effort, a good sweeping cross over to that far side on the volley. Unfortunately, they put it over the top, but it was quite spectacular in its attempt. And again, they come straight at us. Very direct style of play in terms of getting the ball and running really directly at our centre point in the penalty box. And they get another decent attempt from it. A set piece goes awry for them on this occasion, and we do eventually get the block on the cross and send it out for another throw-in. So ultimately, we're defending quite well, excuse me, but we are kind of doing it last ditch a little bit, unfortunately. It feels like that we are on the back foot and having to react rather than be proactive in the game ourselves. Hopefully that can change as the game progresses. But just at the moment, Pamplona will definitely be the happier of the teams going into half-time, even if they haven't quite made their chances pay just at the moment. We came back into the match, though, a little bit. You can see that in the end, we ended with 9 shots on goal, 3 on target in that first half, 13 and 8 for them. So we did come back into the game and have a few chances ourselves and narrowed the possession stats down a bit as well. So maybe it's just turning the corner a little bit in this particular match. So let's go with hands together. Unlucky, just hasn't gone right for us so far. Emphasis on the so far. Let's see if we can do something. And we go into the shouts and we demand more from them in this second half display. And we might just up ourselves into positive mentality rather than balanced, just to see if we can be a little bit more impactful on the game for the start of this second half, where hopefully we can begin to turn the tide. But it is another highlight for Pamplona. We get it partially cleared, but they're going to pick it up again in midfield and drop it out to that wide left area. They do keep the ball quite nicely, it seems, until they flick a switch and then charge at us. In that sense, there you go. You saw the quick movement of the ball and the run on that far side. And again, the goalkeeper does really well to palm it out for a corner kick. Corner comes in deep to the penalty box. We again get it partially cleared, but again, they pick it up. They're picking up a lot of those loose balls, unfortunately. We're not being as competitive as I'd like in winning those types of situations, unfortunately. And they keep coming at us. 15 shots at goal for them now, and we haven't really had too many ourselves in the second half. The second half has started like the first half did for us, a little bit slowly, to be honest, but let's see if we can work our magic here. So we've got 20 minutes of the match left. We've paused the game, gone into the tactical page just to spend a little bit of time figuring this out. We've got Rodriguez at left fullback not playing particularly brilliantly. We've also got Kike, our right-sided midfielder, not doing brilliant, and on the other wing as well. Anyway, so I think those three might be the ones that we remove and see if we can get something out of our replacements. So Suarez comes in on that left fullback role. On the right side, we can go with Pedro Leon as an ageing player these days, but still a decent one. His physicals are not particularly there, but technical and mental stats are pretty decent, so hopefully he can do something. Inouye comes out and Brian Gill goes in. Real life is just transferred to Tottenham as Brian Gill, so hopefully in the Premier League we'll see a bit more of him this season. But those are the changes we're going to make. And actually, we might up ourselves into the attacking mentality as well, just to really see if we can put them under pressure. And we'll go in with the shouts and fire them up as well for the last 15, 20 minutes of this match. See if there's any way in which we can get a better result than a draw that we've got so far. A draw is not a bad result in the big scheme of things. It keeps us moving forward, keeps us gathering points. But maybe there's 3 points for the taking because they haven't really threatened us a huge amount in terms of quality opportunities. But the time is ticking by. We've got 4 minutes of added time. Are they going to sucker punch us at the end? They are. That is such a shame. We tried, we went for it. Maybe we shouldn't, but to be honest, all I'm here for is to try and stop this team from getting relegated. At the moment, we're well outside of the relegation zone, so I'm doing my job, and it's disallowed. Fortunately, they moved just a little bit too early and found themselves offside. We're a little bit fortunate with that, and we can just breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief and take the point quite easily, really. I don't think that there was a huge amount of difference between them and us, other than those winning moments in midfield where they won those loose balls and turned it back into a counter-attacking opportunity on us. So other than that, I think we competed quite well. We played okay. We created some chances. In the end, we got a fairly credible 0-0 draw, should I say. For goodness sake. Sometimes I just can't get my words out. Anyway, there you go. We got a point. So that point has left us still in 15th position in the league, which is still pretty fantastic, on 27 points after 26 matches now. But we do have about 4 or 5 teams that are directly above us, all within about 3 or 4 points of us. So there is plenty of scope to pick up some more points this season if we can play well, and maybe pick up another place or two as we progress through the season. So ultimately, things are going pretty well. They're just about to get a lot harder, though. If we go in and have a look at the schedule for the next few games, the one that I'm playing between now and next episode will be Granada at home in La Liga. And next episode, away from home, we visit the Nou Camp against third-placed Barcelona. They're sitting about 6 points behind Atletico Madrid at the top of the table just at the moment. But Atletico have played an extra game. So if Barcelona can win their extra game, they're back in the title hunt, as you would expect them to be. Real Madrid are in and around there too. So that's going to be a real tricky affair. A big game against a big opposition. I'm not expecting us to win it, but it'd be nice to go and compete and cause them a few problems, wouldn't it? So come back next episode, join me for that one. Between now and then, I'll play that Granada match and update you on that next time we meet. And let's just see how high up we can potentially take this Eibar side, who we found, remember, at the bottom of the table. And that's basically going to do it today, though. Thank you for joining me. Again, apologies for the gap in the schedule. There was just some building work happening next door. He's been doing a lot recently. There was nothing I could do about it, and it was quite loud all day for the last couple of days. So that seems to have been done now. We'll hopefully be able to move forward more consistently. But until next time, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode. That'll help me get seen by more people. Until next time, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.